Good day everyone, it's Gareth again for Whatchamacallit Gaming, and here we are continuing our AV Rings of Saturn playthrough. Interesting enough, just the reason we're on the main menu is this actually shows a real-time count. I honestly thought it was just, a gimmick, but now it says 30 versus the 19 we had last time around, so it actually appears to show a real-time count. Okay, here we are. That was actually quite a nice load. We're back at the docks. Now I think we've already purchased the necessary equipment. We were upgrading, we upgraded our propulsion systems, though we have to worry about overheats. We haven't upgraded our engines, which will be the next big thing. But once again, major overheating problem. And we've upgraded the reactor core. What do we use to cool the ship down? Because there's no obvious thing here that says cooling. Unless most spacecraft may use the propellant tanks to cool the ship. Propellant consumption, thermal consumption. Okay, power consumption is 20, thermal consumption is 14 gigawatts. It doesn't actually give me thermal radiators or anything like this. This appears to be some sort of launch storage. We've got the ammunition. Auxiliary power we don't have yet. They're very, very expensive, so that's going to have to come in. And I think, let me just check something under cargo bay. Where is our cargo bay again? Fuel capacity is extensive propellant. Here, cargo baffles. Okay, yeah, here we have a fabrication plant. Designed for long-range research vessel. The Voyage fabricator sacrifices cargo space to fit a fabricator inside the cargo bay with a series of cryo rings providing excellent propellant reclamation. This combined mineral processing and a rapid selective laser slicing sintering unit by Nakamura Dynamics. Nobunto Microengineering can resupply palladium hardened iron ammunition or disposable nano droids using platinum mirror. And that's not really anything I'd be interested in, because I don't mind refining fuel. This one here, for effective mineral processing regardless of energy costs. Okay, so this will refine the unit. So we drop it in the back, and it will process it into refined minerals. That is something we're going to want later. This is another mineral processing unit, and this is another mineral processing unit. But that name suggests it's Russian, and unfortunately, of late, they have been the bane of everybody's jokes. What did I just press on? Oh. Launch ring drive? Okay, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Okay. Oh, it looks like, okay. It looks like that was a mandatory, maintenance cycle the ship had to go through, and I couldn't... Okay, I was not aware that was a thing. As I was saying, sorry, I got confused and caught up in what the game was showing, but basically, the Russian equipment of late, well, quite frankly, since flippin' before then, I mean, their 1900 fleets were also fantastic jokes of incompetent engineering. And things don't seem to be going much better for them of late. So I'm sorry, when you read Russian things, you say, okay, it'll work, it'll definitely do what it's designed to do, it's just going to be cheap, and it's going to break. But they also tend to develop equipment that's relatively hardy. At least they did. I don't know if they do anymore, quite frankly. Okay, our objective is to head deeper into the rings. I know Chinese stuff you don't want anything to do with if you can avoid it. Unfortunately, you can't. They're in every market, everywhere, so that's not an option. And, well, there is no really American equipment on the international market anymore. You can get small tools and stuff, but nothing, major. You could buy a Ford truck, but most of the parts are made in China anyway, so... Flip, even most Teslas are made in China, so... Honestly, nowadays, I've become very, despondent? What would be the term? What I thought was, when I purchased something, and I think, okay, this is value for money, 90% of the time, despite the cost, it's junk. It breaks easily. One of our best examples of this is, we spent like 1,200 Rand on a liquid vacuum cleaner. The first one ran fine. Problem. You cannot buy spare filters for it anywhere. They do not exist. So we thought, okay, we cannot get spare filters. They were having a special, so we bought another one. We would use it as spare filters, and then when the old one breaks, we'll alternate the filters. When the old one breaks, we'll just switch to the new one. We tried that. It turned out the new one that we purchased was broken right out of the box. Unfortunately, it was a year or more later, so no warranty. But is this partially our fault? We never tested whether the unit we purchased was any good. But I mean, it's gotten to the stage now that you could go to the shops, you can buy a piece of equipment, and it's 50-50 it'll actually work, no matter the price. At least here in South Africa, I seem to be having that problem. My best example is my computer. Well, the when I purchased it, 20,000 Rand, motherboard upgrade, RAM upgrade, processor upgrade, new casing with fans. I have only one of the original fans still actually works properly, and it's like it's 6 months old now, and I had to send the motherboard back in because it didn't work properly the first time I got it. It had to go in because one of the the M.2 hard drive slots did not work. And I mean, really, for the amount of money people are spending nowadays, the junk they're flobbing off on us is embarrassing. And eventually it reaches a point like, it's too much of a bother to even fight with these people. Sorry, that was not quite where I wanted this video to go. We're supposed to be enjoying the rigors of space mining. In the meantime, I'm complaining about quality equipment. Mind you, in a way, it does relate to this game, because Elon Musk wants us to go to Mars. There are several other space agencies that want to go to the moon, and they expected to do this on equipment that may last 6 months, and that's under the best circumstances. Can you imagine you're in a rocket, or you're in a space habitat, and you're going to the moon, or you're going into orbit, and maybe it'll work. It's been tested, so it'll work initially, and then 3-4 months later it's broken. I'm sorry, if we really want to go to the stars, we're going to have to seriously consider modifying our equipment. Instead of building cheap and short life, we're going to have to seriously consider, and I do mean seriously. Oh, okay, there's somebody behind us. Okay, let's slam on the brakes here, because I'm going to stop mining. We're going to have to seriously consider looking into manufacturing for hardy, so solid steel designed to last years or maybe even decades with minimal maintenance to no maintenance. I'm afraid that's going to have to become the reality if we're not careful. Because going into space with what we currently have, we'll be damn lucky to make it past our own moon before everything breaks. And unfortunately, as is the case with humans, this is going to cost lives. And so, that was quite nice. Oops, wrong button. There we go. I want to get it before we hit this asteroid here. Not the most valuable rocks we can find. It's mainly hydrogen and water, but it's something. I saw it. Okay, I thought I saw something highlighted green, but I guess not. There we go. Just gotta watch it because we're sliding towards... Okay, this area is not very good pickings. It's mainly hydrogen and water, so... Let's descend. We're gonna go to this cluster here and see what we can pick up. Because we're getting into the denser part of the ring system. Honestly though, this makes a great concept for a game, but I don't think this would be practical in real life. As far as I know, Saturn's rings aren't really that dense. Or if there are dense, it's mainly microparticles and dust. So I don't know how much rock you would actually be able to mine if you set up a serious mining operation near one of Saturn's rings. I think Saturn itself would be more valuable than any minerals you can pull out of its ring, because it's a gas giant. So there should be material you can use within its atmosphere. hydrogen, oxygen, all the basically gases for industries that you could probably use. Okay, rock, let's see what you are. Yeah, because we haven't picked up much. We got 7,000 in the cargo bay. This rock is going to hit this thing, so I'm going to slow down a bit. Still close. Yeah, I thought that was going to happen. Give it a bit of a chance to just drift away, because I really don't feel like smashing into rocks anymore. Because my ship... Oh, they fixed everything. Okay. Nice. So that's what the maintenance cycle was. I didn't actually look. Was there a cost attached to that maintenance cycle? Or did my crew just fix what they could fix? Okay, that was absolutely worthless. 700 bucks. Okay, we'll snag the one coming straight at us first, and then we'll go after its big brother. That one is 2,000. Not too bad. That one is really moving now. Match speed and begin accelerating for intercept. We just gotta watch it because we are heading into dense fields, so we have a much higher probability of smacking headlong into a rock than I would really like. Let's just slow down a little bit. Oof, this one is nice. Obviously water is quite valuable. Well, at least a kilogram of water is quite valuable. That's another thing with this game. You don't pick up tons, you pick up kilos. So, yeah, that's part of the game style. Okay, that rock is available, so we're gonna head for it. Just gotta watch my fuel expenditure and make sure we don't go so quickly we slam into anything. Bugger, I don't think we're gonna be able to intercept this one. I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, we'll go after this one. That one isn't worth anything. It's not worth the fuel expenditure. But this one is. Unfortunately, I think it's about to slam into a rock. Oh, we are. Gotta remember, we're quite wide compared to the rock we're chasing. What I'd like to do is on the primary hard point, we get a robotic arm that can grab the rocks and feed them into the ship. And then on one of the lighter hard points, we can then, okay, let's use the main drive. It uses more fuel, but it slows us down nice and quickly. And we're not over revving the engines here too much, so we're not doing too bad. Oops, missed. Bullseye. Okay, I think I'm gonna let it just drift along with us because it's going to do something stupid. Okay, it's gone past. We just gotta drift past these rocks. Okay, this button. Main engine's ignition. Slow down a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna constantly be burning through fuel. So we're just gonna have to focus on how we can easily grab whatever we're gonna grab, and then just watch the cargo bay. Good thing the first thing I did was install these cargo baffles, because we'd be in so much trouble without them. Okay, let's hit this bugger. Okay, we're not going slow enough. Of course, so that was a complete waste of fuel. I'm gonna have to see, there's gotta be someone we can hire, or someone we can train. That doesn't sound like a ship beacon. There is an anomaly right here beeping at me. Something, okay, let's go check that out quick. I don't know what that is. Is that just the way it's appearing on the radar scanner? not seeing anything. Okay, I'm just going to do a sweep. Yeah, I'm going to replace these sensors as soon as I can. Because while it does provide a very accurate detail, it makes spotting anything elsewhere a bit awkward. Because it's not, if it was a 360-degree beam scanner, then yes, I could think this would be a good idea. Okay, there we go. That is definitely a ship. Okay, sorry, I just gotta go deal with something. I'll be right back. Let's check that I'm recording. Oh, good. And I'm back. Okay, we're gonna just drift towards the target. Yeah, my brother just asked if he could borrow my car, which I said is fine. I drive a Honda Brio, so it's fuel efficient and small, which is a problem on South African roads because you get pushed around all the time. Advantage is you can park the damn thing. No one seems to have realized people are all buying 4x4s. These don't fit in normal parking spaces. Alright, we have 2 contacts. Let's hope they're both mining ships and not one a pirate. I don't know if we've gone deep enough into the rings to actually trigger a pirate event. I know some of the ships you encounter will be hostile. So that's why I'm approaching nice and slow so I can slam on the brakes if need be. We have contact. And he sees me and I see him, but I don't know if we're going to be aggressive with one another. Okay, slam on the brakes because he is... Oh wait, I'm doing this wrong. He is going for that asteroid, so I do not want him. Okay, he's just asking for help, so we'll open. And I'll say no thank you, I'm good. Because he's going to ask to assist me during mining operations. I'm pretty sure the other vessel is the same. So I'm just going to ignore these events. And I'm going to run away. I honestly, yeah, I'm gonna have to upgrade this radar because this current one, very nice for not getting a ton of random contacts and actually spot rocks to mine, but I can't read density because I would assume if you've got a LiDAR or radar system, particularly for a mining ship, you would want ground penetrating radar, and the higher density material you're trying to force the radar through, the more likely it'll have valuable minerals. Because, well, iron is dense, lead is dense, but I don't know how that works with some materials, because some materials are fairly light, but I'm assuming you would have an ability to scan a rock with radar, and then depending on the various densities of the bounce back, the onboard computer will tell you this is most likely to be. Not guaranteed, of course. Ooh, I'm about to slam into a rock. Whew, that was a dodge. Okay. Actually, stop. We want to go a little bit further, so we're just going to keep going. Let's pick on this rock here. This rock seems like a nice rock to pick on. What it means, I don't know. Fire in the hole. It looks like I've got a bust. Nope, there we go. Yeah, we've only picked up 27 ennies worth of material. Okay, this is mainly hydrogen and water. Yeah, hydrogen is not a valuable substance in this game. It's probably 99% used as fuel, but still, oops, I'm wasting fuel when I can just target one of these rocks ahead of us. That's probably the ships we're just encountering, so that's not a problem. Ooh, goody, this one is coming straight at us. Which means it's either not valuable at all or very valuable. Not valuable at all, it's just iron. But it's something. Yeah, this is going to be a fairly slow-paced game, at least initially, until I can make enough money to actually do something. Oh, we knocked the rock behind us for 6 with our engine blew. Okay, no point in firing, because we're just going to... Okay, got you. And it's not very valuable, but we're already in a head chase, so we might as well just go for it. It's not that bad, it's 3,000. I can't tell how it estimates value in this game, because we picked up 1 kilo of hydrogen and 300 kilos of water, and it was worth barely 1,000. And that is a fairly even distribution between the two minerals, and it's worth way more. Okay, I want to change course here. Yeah, I'm just using our engines to break up the rock. That is valuable. And that V1 I think is valuable. Yep. So we'll go for those two. A nice gentle close. That is another option. Your engines are actually a viable weapon, if you will. So you can approach a rock if you don't want to knock it too silly and just use your engines to break it apart. It's just not the most efficient way of doing it. Well, actually, I don't know. We should try that quick. There's another rock right there. We can just move up to it nice and slow and then slam on the brakes and see what happens. Okay, this is the other ship we were detecting. I'm going to put my... Technically, this is the worst thing you could possibly do by putting your engines towards a potential hostile ship, because then it's more than happy to just shoot your engines out from under you. And as any space game has taught us, your engines are your most vulnerable location. Okay, we'll activate closing distance and then we'll slam on the brakes. Zoom in a bit so I can see what I'm doing. Whoops. And we push that rock off. Yeah, I have no idea if that was actually a good approach or a bad approach. Actually, I'm doing this wrong. We will approach with our rear engines and then flare them and see what that does. I'm just wasting fuel right now, but luckily we're not in such a bad state that we've got a serious problem with fuel usage. Stand by. That does appear to have quite well worked. We definitely broke the rock up using our drive plume. Okay, there's something there. Okay, that's platinum and hydrogen, so we'll go for it. Yeah, I think our next major upgrade is going to be to our mining operation style. How efficiently we can extract rocks and other minerals. Okay, spin us 360. Whoops, a bit far. Ah, I've lost it. Ow! Yeah, okay, I lost it. I totally lost it there. What value are you? Are you worth chasing? No, you're not worth chasing. How much damage did I do? Not much. Slight reactor leak. What did that say? Leaks propellant continuously lower reactor temperature, increase risks of an explosion at high temperatures. Oh. Yeah, let's not do the whole explosive thing. That would suck. But we're starting to hit our maximum capacity here, so... Water, hydrogen, which means, yeah, I honestly do not quite know. It may also be that the person we've hired isn't the best. I should actually check what some of these rocks are worth once we've actually reached the point where we sell them. Okay, that rock may actually be worth a lot. No, it's not. Because remember, she's only like level 1, maybe level 2 in her estimation of the value of whatever minerals we're collecting. We will rotate the ship around, bring the rear engines into play, and slam on the brakes. This other ship appears to either be following us or going for the rocks we're going for, so... Yeah, that's a bust. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Nope, not worth it. Luckily, at least for the moment, we have more than enough fuel that it really doesn't matter how much we expend, so we're doing quite well in that respect. Okay, we've got a rock coming straight at us. Does it have anything in it? Nope, total bust. Missed again. Yeah, I want an energy weapon, or an energy mining means of mining energy. Okay, we are about as full as this ship is going to get, so... Let's slam on the brakes here and head home. Astroglaive, plot course. Our current course looks to be putting us on a collision course. Luckily it's the game, so... Whoops. Sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, and we are safe and sound back at dock. 2,000, where was it? 6,000, 1,000, 3,000. Yeah, it looks like the price overall is very different because this is a little bit more than what I thought it would be of value. Okay, equipment dealer. I'm gonna go first things first. Let's see what we can do for sensors here. It's a very expensive sensor, but it'll be better to actually see what we're doing. Okay, but that's gonna make us very broke. We won't be able to buy anything else. Can't change our heads-up display because, well, actually we can. As you can see, this moves everything about. It's a little clearer display, radar, thrusters. What is this one like? Okay, that puts everything in the center of the screen. The radar, visual feed, I think the radar is there. What does this one look like? We'll go with the next upgrade and see how it goes. This doesn't really make a major difference as far as ships are concerned, so... Okay, we're on our way back to standard launch patterns, full fuel. We can launch a little deeper into the rings, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Okay, our next step, bigger, more modify our armaments and systems. Okay. Okay, radar is here, visual feed is here, controls are here, velocity is here, fuel, weight, and this is our cargo capacity, and what's it? Everything is on this corner. Okay, a little bit different. This should be more interesting. Here we go. Now I just gotta get used to looking in different places. Okay, ship full ahead into the rings. Now that's a much nicer radar picture. Oh wait, yeah. It'll show black behind us because there's nothing behind us. But once again, we have the slight problem of it picking up everything. It is literally picking up everything. So all these little pebbles we're flying past are getting picked up as well. So we'll just have to see what it looks like when we get close to larger rocks. Unless the blue ones are larger rocks. Well, blue seems to be what's in front of us. Red seems to be what's behind us. Here on our radar display. There's a large rock. But I honestly cannot tell. I will admit, this is not the most precise navigation sensor I could pick up. Okay, actually no, it looks like it is just picking up the normal asteroid returns. I don't think it's picking up the small rocks. That looks way too cluttered to just be rocks. We're also picking up another object, but it doesn't look like to be another ship. Where was the depth? There was a depth something on this thing. Acceleration. Where was the depth reading? Because I remember there used to be a depth into ring. Ah, there it is, under the visual feed. Depth into ring is 5 kilometers. 5.3 kilometers. Okay, let's see if we can get to 10 and see what's there. We're definitely picking up a radar return, but I'm not seeing anything. Okay, whatever it is, it's off our sensors now. No, got contact again. Okay. I will admit, I think I've got... I'm not sure if the HUD display system is meant for a specific ship, so if you purchase that ship, you must use that HUD, and that this HUD is most certainly not developed for this ship. Because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it works that way. I think it's more what you're comfortable with using than rather, and its placement, than rather what specific ship you were dealing with. Depth is 8 kilometers. We want to go deeper. Deeper into the more dense, because literally we are skirting the very edge of this asteroid field. We're not going very deep at all. In fact, we can actually overheat the engines, pick up a bit more speed, and then switch the autopilot back on. Then I'm gonna just flip us around. Okay, I may actually be flying us straight into a rock. Oops. Nope. Okay, the autopilot is cancelling my thrust. Okay, we are at the 10 kilometer mark though. I was hoping the autopilot wouldn't, and we could just drift at high velocity, but nope, not so lucky. Ooh, we got something good this time. Come on, lock onto one. We're gonna snag both these rocks. Oh. Okay, the HUD made it look blue. It's not blue. We're very, very zoomed out here. Okay, this seems to be an iron-rich location, so we'll go for that. This whole area is just iron. I don't know if at specific depths you're more likely to find specific minerals. I have no idea. I'm not really paying that much attention to this game. Because it almost seems random, the mineral types we come across. manage to put our nose into that rather than smash into it headlong. Use our engines to break it up. Ooh, that's valuable. Seems anything over a kilogram of water, unless this is not 1.2 kilos, but 1,436 kilos, or whatever. Because, yeah, it seems a little light for just a kilogram of a material. And that says 190 kilos, so I'm thinking, yeah, it's in the thousands. And I've just been misreading this system the whole blinking time. Okay, that's actually on a collision course with that big rock. So we either punch it, or better yet, we slam on the brakes. Radar definitely says there's something out here, but I'm blowed if I can tell what it is. Okay, no, there's a contact behind us. Okay, so that's 2,302 kilos. I've been misreading. We are actually mining a ton at a time. Oops. Where's our fuel reading? Because this image shows our fuel barely decreasing. Just there is slightly less dark, so I hope this system isn't giving me a fault. This HUD isn't giving me a faulty fuel reading. Yeah, this is mainly iron we're picking up now. Okay, I'm going to investigate this contact. It means going backwards a bit, but that's fine. So I don't know if this contact we're picking up is a ship or something else. So far they've all been ships, so I'm assuming it's a ship. Okay, we actually have two contacts directly behind us. And I am seeing flashes of light. Okay, no. The visual feed, we're getting light flashes. These are spacecraft. We don't need to worry about them at all. Main engine ignite. Let's go deeper into the ring. I honestly can't read the barcodes, so I have no idea if the registration thing indicates anything other than what it is we're actually picking up, so. I'm going to continue deeper into the ring. I wish I could make this more exciting, but it's basically, at least in the beginning, basically just asteroid mining. Nothing more. Ooh, that's a nice clump of water. Give me that. Because that was another one of those 11,000 ones. Oof, we are just barely changing course here. Ow. Okay, now we're hitting some nice pay dirt. Because we've been picking up a lot of water. Yeah, this rock isn't as valuable. Let's spin our main drives over. Okay, let's actually hit this rock. Okay, we've got a contact. Let's go after it. idea if this is valuable. It's not. Well, it's valuable-ish. But actually, no, we're not doing so badly as far as funds are concerned. We're already at 64,000 ennies. Yonk. At least this game doesn't start you off in, like, debt or anything like, what's that one called now? That space wrecking game? I can't remember its name. Hang on a second, let me just get that name for you. Hard Space Shipbreaker. I have it in my list. I've not really played it much. I was the plan to play it at some point, and then something more interesting caught my attention. But yeah, basically, and I've lost the entire thread of the conversation I just had. It's gone. I can't remember why I was even looking for hard ship space. Oh, that's a complete disaster. Okay, let's just grab these rocks. Yeah, if this seems a bit too boring, then I may switch to something else. I just was looking through something different. Not always a flippin' factory game, which is all I've been playing the last couple of months. Last couple of years. I want that one. Yeah, our next upgrade is definitely going to be to the weapons. I'm going to see if I can get a directed energy weapon of some kind. What kind of rocks do we have here? How fast are they moving? Can we intercept? By pure dumb luck, I managed to pick the more valuable of the two rocks. Okay, we've got another contact. I'm not sure what ETH stands for. Does that actually mean it's a ship? I think it's one of the ships that have been following us. Let's approach nice and steady. Let's see if this is one of the ships that have been following us. Is it something else? I don't know. Thankfully, even though it said these thrusters would overheat our ship quite a bit, it does not appear to be. There's also an SE1. What does SE1 stand for? Serial number 1? I don't know. But it'll be in contact in a few minutes. Ooh, what the heck are you? That does not strike me as something I actually want to get close to. He is several times my size. Wow, he's got some serious engines on him. I don't think I could intercept him if I wanted to. So I'm going to do the smart thing right now, and I'm just going to run away. Because I don't recognize that ship's design. It's not in the ships we could purchase. So it may be some kind of salvage ship? Or, well, there is another option. Is he fighting with that other ship? Or has he just collided with it? He's just... That ship is dead. I think that's a salvage ship. Eesh, that was my fault. So busy watching above us, I didn't see what we were flying into. Ooh, but it's valuable. It's very, very valuable. So we are so grabbing that. Now then, Jay. Okay, it looks like we've damaged the main engine a little bit and wear and tear on everything else, but nothing major. Okay, well the second ship that the first ship approached that we spotted was definitely a derelict. It's got no running lights. It looks fairly kaput. Come on, give me this rock. Oh no! Our very valuable block of water is getting away. I didn't realize we were this full. I am not leaving that floating in space. Plot me an immediate intercept course. I don't care if the ship that we're hunting. let's hit J. Let's just see what it says. Okay. We've got funds. We just had a very good... That's gonna make us broke, but who knows? Okay, we just broke up a lot of rocks. Okay, I'm also going after this water. And then I want that platinum. Wow. This asteroid was valuable. But we are so full, I can't even close the main door properly. We haven't actually caught the rock. It's trapped in the main doorway. So we're going to have to rotate, bring our main thrusters to bear. And we're going to accelerate. Yeah, we are full, ladies and gentlemen. We are very, very full. We are so full that the entire cargo bay is stuffed. 131,000. This is our best. And we're almost 20 Ks in, so we're going to have to keep that in mind next time we want to go through here. Okay, I also spent 10 grand on something. We'll have to check what we just picked up. But let's get out of here. We are way, way overweight. And we have picked up a tremendous value in materials. Mainly a lot of water. Whew. That was a really good run. And I completely lost any focus on cargo capacity. Whatsoever. Whoo-wee! Yeah, that was a really, really good run. We can definitely spend some money. Let's just go to the dealer. Is there anything? No, there's a truly tiny ship, though. That is little more than an escape pod with engines. Capacity? Cargo capacity? It's minuscule compared to the one I have. This ship is theoretically affordable if we had the money, but not with the amount of damage its engines have taken. So for right now, I'm not going to worry about purchasing a new ship. I'm going to go to an equipment dealer. Our mass driver is mounted here. I don't want that. So... is this the manipulator arm? Yes, please. This is going to be expensive, but this is actually something I want. So we're going to... because it'll grab rocks and then automatically feed them into the ship's jaw. And then for the low stress emitter, we will equip a microwave transmit beam. So we'll purchase that, and then we can use the other one to crack the rocks and bring the raw material straight into our ship. This thing, how does it work, or is it automatic? Okay, it's automatic. There's no space indicator here. And then for kinetic ammunition, we're just gonna sell. Okay, and then I'm just quickly gonna go to the bathroom, and then we'll be on our way. So let me just pause for a brief... I have unpaused, right? Yeah, I did. Oh, good. Okay, now... yeah. Okay, back. Okay, looks like it's maintenance again, so we will wait, and then we'll head out. And it did cost us some money there, not a lot, because, well, I haven't been breaking the damn ship all the time. Allow drift, can we turn that off? Yes, we can. we can enter the ring at full throttle. And then we can just alter course slightly. And then we can give our new modified vessel a try. So we now have a large robotic arm. The same robotic arm, I might add, that's been grabbing us, and off we go. We probably will equip with a pair of microwave emitters, but I think that's it for upgrades for this ship. Then we'll save up, buy a damaged vessel, use this vessel to collect money, and upgrade and repair the damaged vessel. I thought they said we'd be allowed to drift. Okay, I guess maybe I misunderstood that. Maybe I turned the drift off rather than turned it on. Okay. Microwave emitter? Check. Let's head in. I don't know if we can upgrade the onboard systems. AMD 752S. I don't know if that's a good processor. I use AMD processors in real life, and I find them affordable. Not better, not worse than Intel, affordable. And when computers are your hobby and you don't actually have a lot of funds, affordable wins out 99% of the time. Okay, I'm going to just slam on the brakes here. Whoops. I want to test our setup here. So, we will target this rock. We will slam on the brakes and approach it. And then we'll grab it and then use the microwave emitter to break it up. Or we'll grab the rock behind us because, well, it's right there. Okay, the robotic arm has snapped onto it. We will... Can we actually drag the whole rock back with us? Yes, we can, but it's too much mass. We can't actually do anything. Okay. Okay, what do you... Can I ask you to please grab that rock? Okay, the rock grabber is automatically going for the rocks. It's not going for the resources, which is slightly annoying. Come on, grab the rock. That's what you're supposed to do. Feed that rock into my waiting jaw. It does make, as you can see, we managed to capture quite a lot of not very valuable rocks, but I found out, especially when I played this game, and that was years ago, that this was actually one of the nicer setups you could do if you just, but this is primarily, you want to capture most of the rocks in space. Oops. That's my fault. We were moving and I bumped the robotic arm in the wrong direction. Alright. That worked out really nicely. Let's head back deeper into the asteroid. It's the ring. Well, it is an asteroid belt, so we'll head deeper into the belt and see what we can pick up. But yeah, that kind of is the setup I discovered that was the most efficient for making money with the first tier ship. Once you get enough funds to actually get to the point where you can have an unlimited ammo weapon, just be aware the microwave gun is pretty much useless against enemy ships. So if you try to do this deeper in the ring, it's really not going to work. You can, what is basically fry the enemy ship systems, because it's a microwave gun, it's an electromagnetic weapon. It disrupts the enemy ship systems. So you can disable their systems, you can overheat their systems and cause them to shut down. But in reality, it's really not a very practical weapon system for other options. But the other nice thing about the robotic arm is, in theory, if we encountered a hostile ship and we could disable it completely, we could technically capture it and bring it back. I think I've done that before, I can't honestly remember. It was years ago since I last played this game properly. And I never made it very far. I don't even think I went very deep into the ring at all. I thought, okay, this is, like I said, way on the bottom of the list. It's completely different from what I normally play, because at the time, factory games was not the thing I was interested in. Space games were. So this is what I decided. This, and of course the X series. Don't know if I'll make a video of X4 because, well, I cheat a lot in that game. Well, not actually. The only cheat I use is guard mode in X4, because we've got the cheat menu. For all ships, because I just get so annoyed when one of your ships get attacked and you're hundreds of sectors away and it'll take you forever to reach it. And you can't, and 90% of the time the ship under attack is a merchant, so it doesn't have the armament to do anything. And then I've just got a mod that makes the crystals in the asteroid belts flash brighter, so they're easier to see and easier to get to. But this game, I'm not cheating at all. This is complete play. And it says, at least in the beginning of the game, it's quite relaxing, but later on, as we go deeper into the ring, you're going to find yourself bumping into things a lot. And you don't know if any ship that's approaching you is hostile, friendly. No idea. Okay, we want to get to like 15 or 16 Ks. We're going deep, but we're not going that deep. We're actually in the first band of the ring, because these Saturn's rings, if memory serves, is made up of multiple bands, and in this case for the game, multiple density bands. But as far as I know, in actual space, Saturn's rings, the density is semi-uniform? I actually don't know. Okay, I'm going to say I don't know, and I'll look it up. I don't want to actually say something that I really don't know, and I don't know. Or what the density level's like in Saturn's rings. I really got to check that up. Okay, let's slam on the brakes. We're going to go through this. We'll go for this cluster of small rocks above us. Let's spin this bird around. Use the main engines to slam on the brakes. We'll go for this rock first. I wish this robotic arm would go for what I target, not what it randomly selects. Okay, I'm just wasting energy there. Come on. There we go. Let the arm settle, and it can load it into bay. If you'll notice that the magnetic arm actually has a magnetic attraction, because the ship actually has to fight. But yeah, as you can see, this makes it so much easier to grab these rocks and do something with them. But yeah, I think I'm going to need an additional mining laser. Come on, grab it. Come on, grab it. Oh, it already had something in its crew. This robotic arm needs a little work, because, yeah, it just randomly grabs anything in range. That is very annoying. It should grab what I target. That's the whole point. But as you can see, it does make the ability to get asteroids very, very easily. so we will put it in our jaw. But yeah, it does mean the advantage of this setup is you just will definitely get 90% of any of the rocks you aim for versus what we were getting originally. We were lucky if we got one of the rocks we were going for. Yeah, this is going to take a wee while. It may actually be better to use the engines to break it up. It's just too big. It's just absorbing the energy rather than... Okay, let's swing the bird around. Oops, wrong button. Let's use the main engines. It's probably going to be a bit easier to break this rock up. Let's go, you blinking... Thank you. Yeah, this robotic arm does definitely need a little work. Because it's grabbing stuff I have no interest in. Okay, it's called something. Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can equip the second mining second electromagnetic weapon, because yeah, this is not the most efficient means of extracting oops. Sorry, one of the rocks had not yet gotten into the main baffles. But it does seem when it's the arm has a choice in which rocks to grab, it automatically grabs the most valuable rock, which is quite nice. So if there's two raw materials in front of you, it will grab the most valuable one. Darn it, there goes that piece of crystal. Ooh, that is a very valuable piece of crystal. Match speed. Engines to burn. Okay, we're gonna have to let it go. We're gonna have to change course here. We're gonna have to burn the main engine to avoid slamming into this asteroid. Do not grab that oversized chunk of rock, please. We want that one. We could turn around and pick up the other one when we're done, but we want the 16,000 one. Okay, we just caught that rock in our grippers, so we'll turn around. But this has been an extremely efficient and very valuable go. Oh, we threw it right off the robotic arm. Okay, the arm isn't very powerful. If you spin the ship too violently, you lose whatever you're grabbing, which makes sense. I think we're actually out of range for the main system to actually have an effect. We are full, ladies and gents. We are very, very full. let's get us a little clear space, and I want to run the thrusters up and swallow these darn rocks. Okay, we have 2 rocks in the main baffle system that we cannot, for the life of me. Capture because it's 2 rocks bumping into the front of the ship. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slam on the brakes. We're going to reverse very gently. Yeah, because we have 2 rocks that are causing trouble, so we're just going to gently back out a bit. That worked. That did not work. Come on, nudge him in. Okay, I'm gonna call this. We just can't get these rocks. We are so full, they are stuck in the main claws. This cargo bay is stuffed. But that was actually a really good mission. Ooh, bugger. Did that guy just take a pot shot at us? No, he didn't. He took a pot shot at the asteroid and nearly blew our tail off. Okay, yeah, we got our rare BE rock, which are generally very valuable. So that was actually a pretty good haul. Now then, we want to go to dealer. We want to get a rough idea of what we're expected to spend. Like this ship, this never-ending Fallout. It's fairly decent. This ship, unfortunately, it doesn't have any hard, high-stress hardpoints, so you can't equip it with a robotic arm. But it does come with a grinding, mining system in the front. And it's just about 975,000 NEs. And we've got 121,000. So what else? Okay, this will change. The prices aren't fixed, so sometimes we'll get lucky and we'll find a scrap ship that we can use. Not at the moment. Okay, I just want to go to crew quick. Mineral discovery price. Okay. Not too bad. Is there another relatively cheap hire that I can use? This lady isn't too bad. Mechanic can repair during maintenance cycle on NS. That wouldn't be too bad, and that would be well worth the price. Now let's scroll down a bit. Yeah, the rest of these people... Oh, wow. This one is actually way, way high, and she's cheaper. But I think that's just... No. Jerry rig repair limit is the same. She's just got a nicer salary. Okay. Or I have no idea with these life forms. Anyway, I think we're going to call it there. Oops, that's just my fleet. So I think we're going to call it there, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's not that exciting, but it wasn't bad. We got a lot done. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. This is Gareth from What You Call It Gaming, out.